Yes, fellas, I've had a bunch of comments of people asking me what are my tactics. So these are my updated 4-3-2-1 tactics. I'm a pro and I've used these at multiple events and I use them every weekend to go 20-0. So this is the team I use. I don't actually use Diakata. He's just the show. Have it Summeril. I'll be trying to get his Tots, SBC. Reece James, I'm not gonna lie, he's terrible. The team's good though. So going into the tactics, you can either put it on attacking or defensive. It doesn't really matter. My personal preference is attacking. To do this in game, click right on the D-pad twice. Obviously, if you put it on defensive, left on the D-pad twice. Now into the tactic. Defensive style, there's drop back, there's press after possession loss, which is good if you're like the 60th minute and you don't want to put constant on yet. There's pressure on heavy touch, which is just not really needed. And then there's obviously constant pressure, but you don't want that on. So we have that on balance. For width, we have it on 40. I think 40 is the perfect middle ground. I think you get a good defensive structure and they're not too split apart. Obviously, you don't want them to be too close together, so you don't want them on like 60. So 40 is a good middle ground. Now for depth, we're going to put this up to 71. As you can see in the little text, the difference between 70 and 71 is actually major. 71, your backline will be high and vulnerable for long balls in behind. This means 71 depth, we get the auto press. The reason we play 71 depth is for this, because it makes it so much easier to get interceptions without doing much. You can apply so much more pressure to your opponent if your defense is higher, which is why this auto press is so good. As you can see in these clips, we can apply so much pressure to our opponent because our defense is so high. Obviously, you are vulnerable to counters and long balls like the text says, but if you have fast defenders and you aren't defending too poorly, you'll pretty much be able to get away with it. For build-up play, we have this on balanced. Again, there's long ball, slow build-up, fast build-up. They aren't really useful. Keep it on balanced. Chance creation, direct passing, obviously. This is one of the most important tactics in any instruction. The reason you see this in every tactic video is because it pushes your opponent's defense back. It gives you so many more gaps than you would have to exploit, meaning you can play an extra pass and score, or you can go from down the wing, inside, and score that way. For width, we're going to push this up to 40. Again, another good middle ground. You don't want the width to be too high because then your attackers are too spread apart, like on 50 or 60. But you don't want it to be too low because then your attackers are too bunched up and you can't play between them. 40 is a great middle ground to play it between your strikers and score nice goals. Players in the box, you can have it on 4 or you can have it on 5. They're both similar. I'd probably put it on 5 as, again, I think it's a nice number. You don't want it over 6 because then your just box is going to get too crowded. But you don't want it under 5 or 4 because then there's not enough attackers up the pitch. Corners is personal preference. You can put these on 2 or 1 bars. It doesn't really matter. I have them on 2, but again, doesn't really matter. Here's how the team will play in game. I'll explain it more later on, but you want your 4th attacker in the left centre mid spot. Now for the tactics, we have a left forward on stay central and getting behind. You want an attacker to be on getting behind to push your opponent's defence back. This means you can get up the pitch easier. For the central striker, we have them on just stay central. And for the right striker, we have them on stay central and come back on defence. This is a hugely important tactic as this player will play right mid in the 4-4-2 when defending. This is why 4-3-2-1 is so good because it defends in a structured 4-4-2. But you have to put comeback on your defence on your right striker to make sure they come back and plays the right mid in game. For the left centre mid, we don't touch them. We keep them on balanced and cover wing. Another hugely important tactic because this player plays left mid in the 4-4-2 when defending. That's why you keep them on cover wing. But they still attack as the left centre mid in the 4-3-2-1 when going forward. For the central centre mid and the right centre mid, we have them on stay back while attacking and cover centre. These two play as the two centre mids in the 4-4-2. Hence why we have them on cover centre. Now, if you're in a game and you're not quite feeling like you're attacking very well, you can put the right centre mid on balance, but I wouldn't recommend always having them on balance as it's slightly too attacking. For the left back, we have them on stay back while attacking. Quickly over to the right back, we have them on balanced and overlap. Again, another important tactic as this is how you build up in the 4-3-2-1. You can get the ball to the left side and the switch will always be onto the right back who'll be free in space. Then you can just play a nice switch and go inside to a centre mid to a striker for a free goal. Having one of the fullbacks going forward is hugely important with this formation. Now you can swap these tactics if you'd like and make your left back go forward with your right centre mid being the one that goes forward and obviously the left forward being the one that comes back. Say if you have your left back that's better attacking, you can always swap these tactics too. Finally, for the keeper, we have them on comes for crosses and sweeper keeper. It's slightly risky to have them on this as sometimes they come out for a ball they shouldn't, but I prefer them coming out all the time and collecting the ball because 90% of the time the keepers just get it. To watch me play these games live, go follow my Twitch, or if you're interested in seeing how to score using this formation more, go check out my previous 2 videos which are FUT Champs highlights.